98% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on that intro song right there. And if you want to get that song, you can purchase it on a 10-song EP that you get directly from me on a digital download link. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com, Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle me $20. I'm going to get it to you ASAP. If you want to check out more of my music, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, or type in 16 to Life gas stations, and you can hear much more of my music there. So yesterday, somebody left a comment in the comment section saying, hey, chill, man, there's a story on a show called The Connect with Johnny Mitchell where there's a Northerner talking about they got into a riot. It was 4 Northerners versus 90 blacks, man. So go check it out and see you know what you think about it. So yeah, we're gonna get into that video right now, man. I want to send a shout out. I forget the name of the individual though who suggested that I move my lights up a little bit because the glare was coming off my glasses and it was making it a little difficult to stay focused on the content, man. So I tried it. It definitely seemed like it's improved it, and so shout out to you, man. Anyway, let's hop right up into this video.
I don't take shit from anybody, especially another race group. And I look like this because genetics. You know, I don't look like a gangster. I don't act like one. I don't dress like one. But I am from a community of bad. And if you think I didn't grow up in the neighborhood fighting, shooting, I'm a product of my environment. Everything that's been done before me is going to be done again after me. I was just growing up in an environment where gunplay was normal, shootings were everyday occurrence, having your boy get shot, losing 3 of your boys in one day is facts. We come from a small little community, and we're badass. And I'm proud of where I'm from because I know what.
So what happened on this riot?
That riot, disrespect. That riot was some bullshit. We got there, they were already on lockdown. And we knew we were going to get off soon on lockdown. Long story short, I got into it with the sergeant. Bitch ass fool. Like, I don't disrespect SEALs or anything, but this one was running his mouth. So the day before the riot, they came and searched us, only us, our cell, tore it up. They know, I mean, they're looking for weapons, cell phone. I got caught with a cell phone that day. They're all right, whatever. But when they were searching us, one of the sergeants was like, oh, you ready to go to yard? Black guy. And I told him straight up, bring all your people, man. Like, you think we're scared to go to yard? Like, I told him, bring all of them.
Now, in my opinion, what he did right there is when he gets into it with this sergeant who he said was a black dude, man, you know, at times sergeants and convicts are going to get into it. But he let the sergeant, to me, this dude let his dislike for blacks, right? He let the sergeant say some stuff to him. Then he says, hey, well, you know, bring your people. For the most part, right? Well, not even for the most part. People in prison don't function as the same unit with the guards because of their race. You know, the guard is talking to this dude. That's between him and the guard, regardless of whether it was on or not. I'm never going to let a Mexican guard in prison talk crazy to me and then I take it out or I take it personal against the Mexican convicts. that's on the line. So that's, to me, that's something that I guess, his anger or whatever it was in that moment let him, see the situation like that.
Talking shit. I never talk shit, but that, like, you're gonna talk shit too. Knowing damn well, like, the blacks are the most unorganized, least respected people out of everybody.
See, right there, that just proves my point. He says it, right? The guard, whether he's black or whatever, but especially if he's black, the guard doesn't speak for the black convicts on the line, like I said, regardless of whether there's ongoing beef or not. So he let his anger not cause him to see things like they should have been.
The day before, I said, bring them all out. And he's like, okay. And I was just talking shit. Next day, they released 2 of us out, just me and my celly. And we hit the yard. It's like South Africa there. No bullshit. It was supposed to be 2-on-2. In prison, it's usually 2 versus 2. It's called incremental. After lockdown, they want to see if you guys are going to go talk and get along. They make it fair. 2-on-2, it's usually the OGs. The old guys, they're not going to get off. But if you release 2 youngsters, hey, man, we're at war, homie. You know what you got to do.
So they released 2 blacks and 2 Norteños.
They released, before yard, they were releasing blacks out for medical and all that shit. There was like 30 blacks out already. So when we came out, they brought the whole CDC down upon us. 10 guards on each side, patting you down, all that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Hit the yard as soon as we walked out, like, damn. All right. I told my celly, what's up? We have about 30 people right there.
So it's just 2 homeboys.
Just 2, just me and my celly, yeah.
And 30 of them.
No,
Wow.
At first it's about maybe no more than 25. And mind you, these are the guys that are going for medical. All the guys in wheelchairs,
Right.
guys with 1 leg. And we're looking at it like, bro, we could bust on all these fools right now. And we're joking about it. Come on, fools, go get a fool in a wheelchair. And I was like, it's not going to matter. As long as that, what's going to matter is in your paperwork, 10 people got stabbed. It's not going to say he was in a wheelchair. It's not going to say that guy had 1 eye. So we're joking, hey, man, what's up? You want to go blast? He's like, nah, let's wait. And we walked the truck.
Now, that's true, when the riot jumps off, when you get your man, when he's of another color, it doesn't matter if he's old, young, but something kind of strikes me as odd as dudes being in wheelchairs. I've never been on the yard with individuals that was in wheelchairs, or at least not on a 4-yard or a 3-yard, right? So that kind of, that strikes me as odd. I think he said that he was in Salinas, but things change. Yards change when you leave or whatever. So let's, let me just keep listening.
They're all scared. Keep it real. Walked the track and we posted up at our handball court waiting for someone else to come out. And here comes 1 block. And it's like what I imagine if you go in South Africa to a farmer's market, it's all blacks. And I'm not being racist, I'm being factual. I told myself, I was like, bro, Africa just came out. It's all blacks. It was blacks. There were 100 blacks on the yard already. So we're chilling. I was like, by ourselves. So this time we counted 100 blacks. So this is why I tell you this. So we're posted up at our handball court. We got the Crips Bloods everywhere, Bay Area.
And do you know where your knives are buried?
No, so we've been locked down the whole time.
And I'm trying not to interrupt much, right? But I do know that you have organizations that count, other organizations, other races, so on and so forth, right? But it's normally like you get a count in each building. Okay, this building has this many, Crips and Bloods or whatever, right? A lot of times these building, when they release the building, a lot of times they will release the buildings simultaneously, right? Or at least they did when I was there. So when they're releasing 2 or 3 buildings at the same time, it's pretty much going to be impossible to sit there and count every single person. I have been on yards too where they will release buildings one at a time when it's like a lockdown or something. So, this story is already sounding kind of hard to believe,
Okay, so you didn't even have time to get out there to.
So at that
Keep a weapon.
time, I had long hair. I had long hair all the way past where's the back of my knee? Oh, my back. So I had long hair past my back of my knee. And I would put in a ponytail, true shit. And I would put a banger in there. I used to do it for my phone. Only one time I ever got searched, man, I panicked. I ain't gonna lie. And it was a Cusio. Shout out to him. He knows who he is in Delano. But in Salinas Valley, that was my backyard. And I'm not going to put any CO on blast, but the night before, I got a text from one of my buddies. Hey, just so you know, when you and your celly go out tomorrow, they're going to be filming you guys. Everything that they want to catch you with a piece. I was like, damn. Like, they're going to, like, they wanted us. Like I said, I just talked shit to the sergeant of the blacks. Bitch ass fool, I can't stand them anyway. But we went out, Africa.
See, once again, he says the sergeant of the blacks. Sergeants, guards, captains, lieutenants, they're a whole different team from any race of convicts in prison. So, once again, I don't know how he made that connection. Though you do have guards in prison of certain races who will favor the convicts if they happen to be the same races. I honestly believe that's just human nature. You're going to have some guards look out for what they consider their immediate people. But, I've never made the distinction, okay, this white guard is speaking for the whites or so on and so forth.
Yard, we started hitting the track. The Bay Area came up to us first, people say, man, we want no funk. We got you brothers. That's all talk. We're staying out the way. They gave us a heads up. Good looking out. We already knew what time it was. We're good, playing the part now. We're cool. We're starting the program. So me and my celly took a lap. Little guy. And we're like, what do you want to do? And we're walking. It's funny, man. Like two lions walking in their habitat. All the gazelles, all the hyenas recognized. And that was happening. We're walking the yard and the blacks is trying to avoid us. Finally, we seen two of our homies coming out 20 minutes later. So we were waiting for them. And as soon as they got closer, it was on. They rushed us. And I'm talking about, I think the number was 89 to 90 blacks in my paperwork. But there was like 100 in.
Rushing 4 people.
So they rushed us. Like I said, I hate to say, I'm not trying to be rude, but the blacks are very unorganized. Like, I'd rather get hit by 100 blacks than 2 Southerners. 2 Southerners will get you. 3 will kill you. 100 blacks, come on. They're not going to use a piece. They're going to do mob mentality.
I have to stop right here, man, and just interject real quick. This dude sounds incredulous, man. It's extremely hard to even take what he's saying seriously, man. While he says often, no disrespect to the blacks, to me, it feels he definitely feels some type of way and has some type of disdain for the blacks. But you guys can make up your mind for your own self. Let's move forward, though.
They're going to jump, kick. At the end of the day, that's not too bad. Been doing that shit my whole life. But during that day, when they rushed, it was comical in so many ways. We're posted up in our area, and my son's like, what do you want to do, man? We could go over there. We got 20 blacks over there. We got 40 blacks right there. And I was like, let them come to us, bro. We got a wall behind us. So when they start shooting, we got a handball wall. And we've seen our homies coming to them, taking forever. And as soon as they hit the gate, they got about 10 feet by us, they rushed. About 25 the first time. So we met them head up. But before I say it was comical, one of them rushed us and he fell. Like he tripped over himself, and I shit you not. When he was falling, like in front of me, I gave him one knee to the face. I had to get a tetanus shot. And I caught his tooth on my knee. I still have the scar through my pant. I caught him in the knee, dropped him, and now it was on. So we're going at it, me and my celly. I think the first wave was like maybe 25 to 30 people. And we're going toe to toe, we're going at it. They overwhelmed him for a second. Let me help him out. But ultimately, they rushed us about 25 the first time, maybe couple minutes. Seems like forever. And they back away. We're back up. And we never go down. And then the next wave comes. I think the next wave was like a bunch of bloods. Maybe like 30, 40 bloods. Come on. Serve them up too. We're going at it. They didn't do shit. My celly, now we're pissed. Adrenaline's up. Let's do this. We're smacking them. We're on top, like we're hitting everybody. I could say my celly, I was proud of him. I'll tell you the story later about him, but man, that day, we've been training for this. When he came in my cell, the very first moment, I said, look, man, we're at war. we're about to get off soon. I need to know if you got my back. If not, let me know right now, bro. I can stab you right now, or you can do whatever you gotta do to get off the yard. And I was like, no, I got you, bro. I was like, cool. As soon as he came in, good guy. I was like, look, bro, we're at war. I'm gonna do some shit. You got me? Sure enough. And during that riot, I everything's slow motion. I'm trying to fight, and 50 blacks right here, and I look at him, and he's just rocking. I'm like, and it pumps you up. I don't have to take care of him. He don't have to take care of me. The other two homies, they got overwhelmed, but in a good way.
Now, I've been in a few riots myself, man, and when I'm in a riot, he just said, everything is slow motion. I have never been in a riot where anything is slow motion. Everything is going fast. You got people coming from this side, that side, and so, like I said, man, he's talking about Salinas Valley, and so there definitely was a lot of individuals there, according to him, man. And me just doing YouTube over a period of time, I know a lot of people watch YouTube, so we'll see if anybody, reports anything similar to what he described. Like I say, I don't believe it.
There's a couple guys over there. They stayed with those guys. Me and my celly, we probably went head on with about 90 blacks that day. 3 different waves.
And you can get dropped?
Never.
Wow.
Never got dropped. Never been dropped in prison. I never been stabbed. I never been sliced. I never been... All that shit that these people speak of from a victim's perspective never happened to me.
So how'd you get shot? When did they start shooting?
They started shooting from the first round. Get down.
Right.
They're shooting, whatever. I ain't sure. I'm not worried about the shots. I'm worried about 30 trying to kill me. I'm worried about my celly. Ultimately, we are one and one together. He's my main priority. If he goes down, I got to assist him. I told him, if I go down, you assist me. That's how it works. Don't get overrun. Don't take off and chase anybody. And everything we practice, everything we live by in that cell, 100%.
So how do you avoid getting shot?
Stick and move, bro. So in a riot, remember, I'm in a riot. You got a multitude of people in front of you, on the side of you. It's chaos. You got people running towards you.
Right.
So initially, the guards are supposed to shoot on the floor or ricochet off the floor.
Right.
So when they're ricocheting shots, I can't hear them yet. Because I'm in the thick of it.
Yeah, like I said, man, this is incredulous. When he says how do you fight all these guys, and I don't know if he said avoid getting shot or how do you avoid basically coming into contact with these dudes, and he says stick and move, right? So you got your back up against the wall, so you can't go back. So you either have to go left or you have to go right. Now, he said he had a weapon. He didn't mention if his celly had a weapon or not, right? I'm assuming that his celly did, right? So you can possibly swing that for a while and maybe keep some people at bay, 5 or 6 people at bay once they recognize that you got a weapon. But at some point he said, we're serving these guys up, which to me implies that these guys are having physical contact. So yeah, it's just, to me, it's no way, man. Like his story sounds, it sounds crazy.
At this time, it was the second wave. They're already shooting. I'm like, I could hear it, but I'm not tripping. So after the second wave, like, that one was intense. We backed up for a second, and we're like, we're breathing hard. I was like, you cool? I was like, yeah, cool. And here they come again, another wave. I was like, got up. We weren't even, oh, my bad. At that time, after the second wave hit, they were shooting like crazy. And the blacks, you shoot on the yard, blacks take off running. Come on. I'm sure you've been locked up. If a white man is stabbing someone, that white man is going to finish the job. If a southerner is stabbing you, that southerner is going to do the job. No disrespect to blacks, but like I said, I'd rather fight 100 blacks.
Understood. So only...
Now you see how Johnny even cut him off, man. He was going to say, I'd rather fight 100 blacks. Johnny said, come on, man, enough of that stuff. I think Johnny is getting the feeling that is going somewhat racial, is getting somewhat disrespectful. And so he cuts him off because, of course, he doesn't want potentially the blacks who watch his program to feel that, okay, hey, man, you let this guy disrespect us, or you let this guy do too much in terms of his racial dislike or whatever. And so he definitely cut that off. And like I said, I don't understand, right? Because when all these buildings are being released, right? The guards already know the temperature of the yard as well, man. So they're already expecting conflict. You know, the administration, the guards, they have been doing time as long as the convicts have been doing time. And so when things are uneasy on the yard, they know it. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, you guys can give your own opinion on this. I don't believe it at all. Let's hear a little bit more though.
CO sees you stabbing somebody, are they allowed to shoot to kill,
so
right?
in California, if
and that's one more point I wanted to make, man. Nobody wants to die in any type of riot, right? I've seen a lot of people get stabbed, and I've seen when the guards start shooting, any individual of any particular race is out of there. You know, once that shot goes off, even in a riot, right? If you guys pay attention to some of these prison YouTube channels, and these dudes are telling a story, they'll say that they're going to shoot the block gun 2 times. The block gun sounds different from the Mini 14. After you hear that second shot, you stop. If you go back and watch some of those stories in relation to when they were setting people up at Corcoran, you'll specifically hear those dudes of all races say, hey, man, after they shoot the block gun twice, stop fighting. So, I mean, you know, this dude he's putting a whole lot on it, man. He's you know, even during the Pelican Bay riot, right? Even during the Pelican Bay riot, watch after that first shot goes off, everybody backs up. Nobody wants to get shot and lose their life, right? Nobody believes they're bulletproof. So, like I said, this dude is definitely biased when it comes to his people, you know.
life is in immediate danger, the guard will shoot that person who is the suspect.
So you try not to stab somebody in a riot. You try to hit them when obviously the guards can't see.
So actually, no. A riot is pretty much a free fall. This is where you want to hit people because you get away with it. In a riot, it's weird. If you're in a riot, the most time you get is 90 days.
Okay. Even if you stab somebody.
If you get caught stabbing
Right.
someone.
Also, that's definitely inaccurate, right? I don't remember exactly how much time it is. Your first riot might be 90 days or your first riot might be 120, right? They have a matrix and they'll apply the time due to certain type of factors like how many riots have you been in? Is this your first time? Is this your second? Even for your second riot, you're going to get more than 90 days. And even if it's your first riot, and if you get caught stabbing somebody in a riot, you are definitely going to get way more than 90 days. We got into a riot in Ironwood, and one of my homies got charged with a stabbing. I can't remember exactly how much time he did, but I almost want to say it was maybe 18 months, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, once again, like I said, to me, the story definitely sounds unbelievable. You guys form your own opinion. Anyway, go check him out. If you want to check out the video in its entirety, it's quite lengthy, like about 2 hours. Go to The Connect with Johnny Mitchell. Anyway, man, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program.